Don't you wish your roommate was cool like me? Hello, all my lovely followers and subscribers. I have another video today, and today we are going to be talking about finding your roommates. I officially have all of my roommates. There are 6 of us, including myself, and we found the last 2. I want to say it was like late October, maybe the 20th, or maybe even a little before that. But I'm so incredibly excited, and I can't wait to meet them. And three of my other roommates are also going to be vlogging, so I will link their YouTube channels in the description below, so you should definitely follow them, because I'm sure we will be doing videos together while we're down there and vlogging together, so I'm so excited to start all of that. I know that when I was in the process of choosing my roommates, a lot of the information I gathered was either just from seeing it on the Facebook pages or seeing people post their roommate surveys. I read some blogs, but not really. It was, I don't want to say impossible to find information, but I thought it would be helpful just to put a video out there of the different ways that you can find your roommates and kind of the benefits and the disadvantages to each one. Now, obviously, I'm not down there yet, so I don't know if the way I've chosen is the best way to go, but I just thought I'd give you all my thoughts on it. So I've written down the 4 different ways that I think are the main ways that you can find your roommates, and I'm just going to go through the benefits and disadvantages to each one. Okay, so the first way you can find your roommates is going random. If you want to be super adventurous, then you don't have to find any of your roommates, and you can just, I think that's even the option when you say you either have your roommates already or you want to be adventurous. Now, there are definitely some benefits and also some disadvantages to this. When I did when I was selecting my roommates for college, my freshman year, I actually went random. And it was, for me, the best option. And I ended up loving my roommate. We got along really well, and we're still friends. And I think the same could happen for Disney. You can meet some great people that you wouldn't normally meet and have some awesome roommates. The disadvantages for that are you can't plan stuff ahead of time of who wants to bring what for the apartment. I would say the second disadvantage to going random is you could have some basic qualities that you want in a roommate that, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example. But there could be some like things, just like really basic things that you would want in a roommate that maybe they don't have. So you might clash, and it would kind of be a bummer to not get along with someone you're going to be living with for 4 to, I think, 8 months. So that's a downside, because if you don't end up liking the roommates that you get put with, there's really nothing you can do unless it's like extreme. And even then, I think it's hard to switch roommates. That being said, I think it is a great fun option. So if you're all about doing that, more power to you. Okay, so the second way you can find some of your roommates, you don't always have to find all of your roommates this way, but is character auditions. At the character auditions, it's a really fun place to meet people. So if you really hit it off and click it well with somebody at your auditions, that's a great option. And you can hook up and find each other on Facebook and get that whole process started. So that is one option. Okay, so the benefits and disadvantages to finding your roommates through auditions. I honestly can't really think of any disadvantages necessarily to finding your roommates from auditions, because you'll see their personality, how they act in everyday life, and you'll have the shared experience of doing auditions together, so that will be really fun. I can't really see any detrimental disadvantages. So if you do find someone that you hit it off with, you should definitely find them on Facebook and chat them up, because that would be super cool to be able to room with someone who you met at auditions. Okay. Now for option number 3, which is friends from home. So I know there are a lot of people who apply for the DCP with friends from whatever college they go to, or just friends they hang out with, and they apply and go in, they apply together and they go through the whole process together, and then they choose to room together. Now, there can be a lot of benefits to this, because you're going down there with somebody you already know, which can be great. It's really easy to plan who wants to bring what. You already know how they act in real life, so you know that you'll get along great, and you're already friends. So that's awesome. And I think it is a good option and benefit for a lot of people. However, there are some disadvantages. I think it's funner to be able to meet new people that you would have never met and still be able to have your friends from back home, because then it opens up your circle of friends at Disney even more, and you wouldn't get that if you're just rooming with people who you already knew. So I think you lose that kind of sense of adventure of meeting new people, which you're still going to have when you're down there, but I think it would just be funner to meet a lot of new people. Another disadvantage is if you haven't roomed with your friend already, that could be a problem, because I know a lot of people who, and this is even for college, they're really good friends and then they decide to room together and it does not work out well, and there's fighting and even friendships are lost. So if you're not 100% sure that you could actually live with who your friend is, I wouldn't risk losing your friendship over rooming in Disney together. Okay, so I am back. I'm sorry if the lighting is a little weird and disgusting. It got dark outside, so I had to use a lot of indoor lighting, which isn't so favorable to making my face look good, but that's alright. Okay, so whenever you're finding your roommates, if you do choose to find your roommates, you have to make sure that you have the same dates. And I know they've changed it from previous years, but your safest bet is just to have someone who has the same exact dates, so that nothing else gets messed up in the process and you don't lose potential roommates that you were really excited about if they end up having different arrival dates or departure dates. So basically on Facebook there's a couple different ways, but the most common is just to put up a roommate survey. And I mean, I did a video version of my roommate survey, but you can just get a template and then fill it out. Options for like living habits, lifestyle, and then even just kind of the basics of what stuff you like. TV shows, movies, Disney characters, all that good stuff. So if you find your roommates, it's kind of a weird, awkward first dating or speed dating, I guess, because you just kind of have to go through all the surveys. You're like, oh, I would like this person. So then you message them and say, hey, I think we'd make good roommates. And then if you get to talking and you find that you do think you would be a good match, then everything can go from there. It sounds really funny, like Match.com or something for Disney roommates, but that's kind of how it goes, and you just kind of have to roll with it. So the other thing that does happen sometimes is you are going to have to say no to some people who you want to room with, and there are going to be some people who say no to you. And you just have to be prepared for that. You do want to find people who you think you'd be compatible with. So if you don't think you'd mesh well with somebody, or you don't think you have the same, I don't want to say values, but just the same interests or anything like that, don't be afraid to say no, because you are going to be living with this person for 4 to 8 months. So yeah, that doesn't mean that you can't be friends with them, because it's still awesome to meet people who you think you get along with, but roommate-wise, definitely don't be afraid to just try and find the people who you think you'd match the best with. And that is how I found my roommates, through Facebook. And two of them, Alicia and Colleen, I met, I want to say like the first or second week that I got accepted, because we got accepted super early, like in the first rounds. So I'd met them and been talking to them a little bit. And then my third roommate, Katie, I had met her with like the second round. I think it was like, she got accepted the 11th, I believe. So we started talking, and then we all decided we wanted to be roommates, and I think we decided that late September or early October. And then we found our last two, Missy and Camber, in mid to late October, when one of the really big waves came. Really big waves came. I can't talk today. I'm sorry. Our football game was crazy insane, so I'm still a little pumped up from that. But anyways, so we found them, and it seemed like a perfect fit. So then we got to talking with them, and then we all really liked each other. And then we decided to be roommates, and we have a group message. So I would definitely suggest finding a group message, or starting a group message, just so you can all talk and try and get to know each other. And then we also have a group Facebook page, just where we can either post funny stuff or stuff we're thinking about doing when we're down there, or it's also helpful when you're trying to plan what to bring. So like, who wants to bring a wireless router, or who wants to bring a TV or anything like that. So that's really helpful to do. And we are planning our first video chat it's going to be on Monday, and I probably won't have posted this video before then because I have got a lot of studying to do this weekend. Yeah, they're basically the best roommates ever, so you should definitely take my advice when it comes to picking your roommates. And my advice is just find the best roommates ever. Okay, that was lame. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm so sad. Kind of out of talking points, but basically you can find your roommates through Facebook, go random, meet them at auditions, or find friends from home. And there is nothing wrong with picking any of those options as long as you are secure and happy with whatever decision you make. Hey everybody! So like I thought, I did not edit and upload the video before I talked to my roommates, and I was able to talk to them yesterday. It's Google Hangout, so we all just signed in, and that way all six of us, 5 other people, could talk at the same time and everybody have their video chat and see everybody. And it was so much fun. So if you decide to find your roommates through Facebook, I would definitely suggest having a group message, but also just doing a video chat before you go. My ear's kicking on. Anyway, definitely suggest doing that because you can see everybody's personalities just a little bit better. It's still not fully fledged in person, but it does give you a little insight into how they act, and hopefully my roommates didn't think I was too crazy because I don't know, I am just a very strange person sometimes, and I hope they don't think I'm really weird. But they seem to still want to room with me, which is awesome. So definitely do a video hangout because that is going to be super fun. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any other questions about finding your roommates, just let me know below in the comments. Thanks, and have a magical day. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream